second or Naga second. And one thing you can see, my tech is almost done. His tech should have been done a long time ago. Like, he should have at least like 4 or 6 dryads right now if he stayed tier 2 for a while. Once you see that he doesn't have dryads, like when he's like harassing your main or your expansion, like he's doing to me right now, he's pretty much just like running back and forth. This means that he's gonna go straight bear. So this is kind of the reason, like, why I go dual racks and I go for like a rifle caster push, you could say, at his obviously later on in the audio at his expansion. He tries to expand. So I'm about to lose my hero. I want to be careful not to TP too late when you get Shadow Strike, because oh my god, is he gonna die? Is he gonna die? I was about to use my pot right here, but once I took to 15, I saw that the Shadow Strike was gone. So I just used my score regen, and don't waste your pots for Shadow Strike. If you're in your base and you kind of just like know when Shadow Strike's gonna go away, don't waste your potion. So yeah, what I was talking about, when he gets mercenaries, like the whole point of him getting mercenaries is for him just to support his heroes and his army while he's taking the bears. I mean, like, he can get dryads and mercenaries, but that means he's going for like an all-out bulldog rush on air expansion. When he has like 8 dryads, like an ogre mauler, a mud golem, a shadow priest, like pretty much every mercenary from the mercenary camp that he crept. That means he's doing like an all bulldog rush on your expansion, which at that point, if you notice him doing that, if you notice him not taking tier 3, then you just need to like get mortars and maybe, I don't know, get like average towers quick on your second hero and then just build them at your expansion. And also, everything I'm saying is controversial. You can't just say what unit counters with this unit. You have to play and micro and all this stuff. So I built my farm right there to see when he was going to expand or even creep his gold mine. There's so many creeps on this map that, like, for him to creep his gold mine right here, it kind of gives me an indication that he wants to expand. So that's the whole point of me putting the farm right there. So yeah, we was talking about the bears and stuff. If you don't see any dryads like really early, this means he's going like straight bear. He's gonna have like 3 or 4 bears and like maybe like 1 dryad. So this is why I like going rifles. Well, when you get rifles like the shot that I'm doing, you have to get more sorks than pretty much anything, because since he's gonna have bears earlier than dryads, then you just get sorks. You have sorks to counter bears, and then when he starts to pump dryads, you have rifles. And hopefully he won't realize it until it's too late, to where he can't really counter what units I have. So yeah, recap on some of those things I talked about. When he has like 3 archers, 2 heroes, and a troll berserker, and no dryads, that means he's taking straight bears, which means you want to get 2 arcane sanctums. You want to get like sorceresses before anything, and maybe later on you can switch to like maybe a breaker or 2, and you pretty much just keep massing riflemen. And yeah, you have to micro Opus bears obviously, because they're an awesome tier 3 unit that do a lot of damage, and heal scrolls are also nice too versus fork lightning. Even if you got a panda, obviously you need heal scrolls versus panda, and versus warden too, even though I think he got blinked this game. So I think he's attacking at the right time, because he's putting up in his expansion. One mistake I did, I probably could have scouted his expansion then TP on my expo, but I really didn't want to lose my pens on my expansion, so I just TP'd in. So yeah, if you see this battle right here, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 bears and 1 dryad. And let's see what his food is. Okay, he's hoarding at 50 food. He's at 50 food right now. He has bears and like 2 dryads. 2 dryads is not enough to counter all this slow that I'm having, and he probably doesn't even have a abolish yet, because he's been buying so many bears. And so yeah, this lets me pretty much just hit and run with rifles. This is another reason why sorceresses are good, and also another reason why I got Mountain King second, just because I can, when he's running away, I can bolt his bears when they're running. When he's running away, I can slow his bears when they're running. When he's focusing my rifleman, like right now, I can bolt his, not bolt, I can slow his warden and just mass focus the hell out of it. So you just see how Source is just owning right now. I don't know why is he upgrading Abolish? I don't even know if he's upgrading Abolish. But normally it doesn't even matter because when he has bears, when he goes straight bears like this, like his Abolish will be late, his Dryads will be late, and he'll have more bears than Dryads, which means you just get more casters than Rifleman. When he starts getting more Dryads than bears, or if he has the even amount, then you probably should have the even amount. And if he just goes like what I mentioned earlier, if he goes straight tier 2 and gets like mercenaries and mass Dryads with like Panda second, then you pretty much just have to micro better than your opponent and probably get some mortars. And for mortars, when you're versing a warden, I hate getting mortars versus warden because they can just blink Shadow Strike or your mortars. But if that happens, if you end up going mortars versus a warden or pretty much versus not at all, you have to have like a 100% guaranteed best position in any fight. And this is if his army can stand up tiers. If his army can't stand up tiers, then just like click A and micro a little bit. But I mean, if his army is like a lot bigger than yours, but you can probably still win, you really need to have like the best position you can possibly have when you have mortars, because mortars are crap without precision. So yeah, Rejuve, steal that Rejuve. I don't really get breakers for. Well, you can't get breakers for versing bears, but I mean, breakers are mostly used in this strat just to steal rejuvenation. If you don't have a breaker or two when you attack, he's just gonna pre-rejuve and just own you with his heroes. So yeah, I want this to be the final fight, so I bring all my wood peasants from my main. There's a mistake there. I don't know if he staffs that bear or not. No, he doesn't. So yeah, you get sources versus bears, and then you get rifles versus Dryads. And I'm not really sure this kid got abolished or not, but he just doesn't have enough Dryads, and I think the expo that he did wasn't really timed well. It's pretty much game over. He can't really do anything. Not much to talk about right now. While this battle's going on, his Naga is so exposed right now, and I have all these units, so I bolt. So yeah, that's pretty much the game, and try and doing this even if you don't think he's gonna expand. It works still. Even if he does end up doing all those things that I said he should have done, this strat is still really good. I mean, you see Sky doing it a lot versus like Moon. I think the last time he tried it on Moon, he lost versus it, but I think that's just because he had terrible positioning in like 2 of the fights. I think it was for PGL. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was playing on Secret Rally and he did like dual X rifle push with casters, and Moon's micro is also insane, but he just had really bad positioning like all the fights. I think he got flanked like in 3 fights, and that's why he lost. I think the last fight he didn't even bother because he just knew he had really bad positioning and he wasn't gonna win versus like level 3 Panda. So yeah, you creep your. Let's recap on. You creep your orange on this map. You creep the orange on the right side of your base, or vice versa. If you spawn on top right, you creep the left side orange, and then you creep your green, and then you go for your gold mine. And if you see him, like harassing you with like a troll berserker and like a few archers with like 1 dryad, if he has a couple dryads, I mean, it's still kind of hard to say what he's gonna do. So I suggest just to send a militia to his main. But I mean, come on, if he has like a shadow priest and like 2 heroes and a troll berserker and 2 archers, this means he's going straight bears. He's gonna try to push your expansion with straight bears and like 1 dryad. The only reason why he gets a dryad is just to slow down your hero when he's focusing it. I think if I would have just had breakers when he pushed my expansion, I wouldn't have enough units, because if I didn't get a dual X rifleman, I would just had breakers, and I would have lost that fight. Like, I'm pretty sure I would have lost that fight, because the only reason why it looked like I was winning the fight when he pushed my expansion was because I had riflemen and sorks. Yeah, just try this strat on this map. It works pretty well, or pretty much on any map. And if you see him doing something when he has a lot of dryads, just mix it up with mortars, and you have to get heal scrolls when you get mortars. Or if you tech tier 3, you have to get paladin when you get mortars. Yeah, this is Priest. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.